Hello and welcome to Midday Prime. And well, right at the top of the show, let's go across live to Parliament, where there's a press briefing being addressed by the Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi on the just concluded winter session of Parliament.
And Lok Sabha had two short duration discussion under Rule 193 on air pollution and climate change and crop loss due to the various reasons and its impact on farmers. Rajya Sabha had a special discussion on the role of Rajya Sabha in Indian polity and the way forward on its 250th session. And there also in Rajya Sabha, short duration discussion on pollution, Pegasus and economic condition. There were three short duration discussion. Only 1 week there was no short discussion, but on that particular week there were calling attention also. Calling attention motion on situation arising out of dangerous levels of pollution in the country in Rajya Sabha, and WhatsApp need for the completion of national WhatsApp Pegasus to compromise the phone data of some phones through the WhatsApp, वो discussion हो गया. Need for the completion of national irrigation products to tackle the emerging water crisis and to transfer the water to concurrent list from the state list were taken up in Rajya Sabha. There are 4 pending bills in Rajya Sabha: Indian Medical Council Amendment Bill 1987, the National Commission for Human Resource for Health Bill, the Indian Medical Council Amendment Bill 2013, and the International Financial Services Authority Bill. Yesterday it was passed. And I also would like to mention, for the first time, when Speaker was trying to make his concluding remark, he was disappointed in the recent history. As far as I know, I am here in this session from this is my 4th term, and even before my attendance was very regular. This is the first time the Speaker, when he was trying to make his concluding remarks, valedictory remarks, he was continuously disturbed. It is unfortunate. And also, the statement of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, the rape in India, this is insult to the entire woman community. And if he has some sense, and they are claiming that it has, some of the leaders, when they came to the Speaker's chamber, they claimed that this statement is made outside the Parliament, it is not made in the House. I don't want to enter into that discussion, but I would like to remind them. Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti's remarks, statement, and Anant Kumar Hegde's statements were made outside. But as far as Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti's statement was concerned, even Prime Minister expressed. No. Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti. दिल्ली के इलेक्शन में एक स्टेटमेंट दी थी उन्होंने.
मैं स्टेटमेंट की बात कर रहा हूँ.
What statement? I don't want to discuss on that. But on the statement, issues were raised. Prime Minister expressed regret on that.
3 दिन हाउस नहीं चली.
3 दिन हाउस चलने नहीं दिया. प्रधानमंत्री जी नहीं थे और प्रधानमंत्री तुरंत आने के बाद इस तरह का शब्द उपयोग करने के कारण स्वयं प्रधानमंत्री ने विषाद व्यक्त किया, खेद प्रकट किया. But in spite of having raised by members of the Treasury bench, either Mr. Rahul Gandhi or his party or his floor leader, they were not bothered to express the regret, but in Instead, they were trying to defend it, which is highly condemnable. And what message they want to give to the international community, that also is a question before the country and the world. When Prime Minister is calling for the Make in India, if he remarks at the rape in India, his statements during 378 were used to defend the Pakistan cause in the UNO, and today he is making such statement. It is highly derogatory. If Congress party has some sense, at least from the party side, because I know, I am quite sure, I am quite confident, Rahul Gandhi doesn't have any sense, so he will not react. At least his mother, who is Congress party president, or some senior leader of the Congress party, they should express regret. And I also thank my colleague Arjun Megwal ji and Muralidharan ji, all our staff and media persons also for giving wide publicity where the government has brought in so many bills and so many discussion. And I would also like to mention here, 26th November, the Central Hall function where Rashtrapati ji, Uparashtrapati ji and Pradhan Mantri ji and Speaker, all they shared the dais, and that is called, after Prime Minister took over, Narendra Modi ji took over in 2014, first time this was celebrated as Law Day, and first time it was made as Constitution Day, and this time, because it is 70th year, a special celebration was made, and all the 4 important constitutional functionaries participated. And I thank Rashtrapati and Uparashtrapati, Honorable Prime Minister and Speaker also, and I also thank Rashtrapati and Deputy Speaker of Rajya Sabha, Speaker and all panel chairpersons in both the houses, and all the staff and all the media persons for having supported in running the house very successfully. And Youth Parliament portal, we have already launched it, and previously this Youth Parliament was in few institutes, especially in and around the Delhi. Now through portal, we want to make it as many as possible students from 8th standard to 12th standards, they should participate. Such an arrangement through this portal we have made, and shortly we are going to take some steps to popularize it so that the students of all the states, all the districts can participate in it. And we are trying to work out a model where first on their own through this portal within the school and college there will be a youth parliament, and after that it is in a very preliminary stage. At the state and national level we are trying to work out a model where there will be a competition. With these words I thank, and my colleague Arjun ji and Murali ji, they would like to add something.
थैंक यू. मैं ज़्यादा ऐड नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन 2-3 चीज़ ऐड करना चाहता हूँ. इस सेशन में एक दिन ऐसा भी आया जब हमने पूरे 20 क्वेश्चन लोकसभा में करना, दैट इज
राज्यसभा में भी हुआ है.
राज्यसभा में मुरली जी बाद में बताएंगे. ये भी इस सेशन का एक अचीवमेंट है. एक इस सेशन में एक ऐसी स्थिति भी बनी कि जब हम जॉइंट कमेटी बना रहे थे तो हमारे अपोजिशन के साथी, पर्टिकुलरली कांग्रेस के साथी, ये कह रहे थे कि स्टैंडिंग कमेटी बनाओ, जबकि अपोजिशन की हमेशा डिमांड रहती है कि ऐसे कामों में जॉइंट कमेटी बनाओ. और वो इसलिए उन्होंने जैसा सोचा छोटे स्वार्थ के लिए कि आईटी के जो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी है उसके हेड शशि थरूर जी हैं, इसलिए उसकी सोच उस तरफ गई कि हमारे आदमी इसकी स्क्रूटनी करें. विषय ये नहीं था. विषय ये होता है स्टैंडिंग कमेटी में समय ज़्यादा लेते हैं और विषय बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं. जॉइंट कमेटी अपोजिशन की डिमांड होती है उनसे कंसल्ट भी किया और फिर हम लाए प्रस्ताव, उसका भी उन्होंने विरोध किया। और आज जो अगली सीन जो किया वो तो आप हमारे मंत्री जी ने बता ही दिया। एक चीज
Well, that was live coverage coming in from the Parliament House, where the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Prasar Joshi, was addressing the media about the conclusion of the winter session of Parliament. And we'll be getting you more information about that successful session, the winter session of Parliament, in this bulletin. But let's begin with the headlines. The winter session of Parliament concludes. Both Houses of Parliament adjourned sine die. And the session saw the passage of important bills on citizenship, SC/ST reservation in the legislatures, SPG protection, NCT unauthorized colonies, and e-cigarettes prohibition, among others. Union Minister Smriti Irani and other women MPs of the BJP in the Lok Sabha vehemently demand an apology from the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi over his controversial rape jibe. There's an uproar in the Rajya Sabha also. It leads to a brief adjournment in both houses. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with senior parliamentarians, pay homage to the martyrs of the 2001 Parliament attack. The 13th December 2019 marks 18 years since the Parliament was attacked by terrorists from across the border. The Citizenship Amendment Bill receives the President's assent. Agitators in Tripura call off their strike against the CAB after a delegation meets the Home Minister Amit Shah. Curfew is relaxed in Dibrugarh as well. Campaigning gathers pace ahead of the fourth phase of Jharkhand Assembly elections. A series of public rallies are scheduled through the day, featuring leaders from all major political parties. In international news, the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Conservative Party gets a clear majority in the British elections. The result empowers Johnson to move swiftly on his Brexit deal with the EU, paving the way for Brexit by the 31st of January. Prime Minister Modi congratulates Johnson. So here's our top story. The BJP today launched a blistering attack in the Lok Sabha on the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for his reported rape remarks and sought his apology. As soon as the Speaker Om Birla paid tributes to those who had lost their lives in the 2001 Parliament attack, the Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs Arjun Ram Meghwal and several BJP members had given notices of adjournment against Rahul Gandhi's remarks and they be allowed to speak. And Meghwal said that Gandhi's remarks in Jharkhand's Goda district on Thursday were condemnable and he should apologize in the House. The BJP MP Locket Chatterjee said that Rahul Gandhi had insulted women by making remarks that Make in India had become rape in India. She said that all men were not rapists and there was commotion in the House as the BJP members raised slogans seeking an apology from Rahul Gandhi. Now, attacking Rahul Gandhi, the BJP's Smriti Irani said that this is the first time in history that a leader is giving a clarion call that Indian women should be raped. And she added that, is this Rahul Gandhi's message to the people of our country?
हिस्सा बनाता हो। ये राष्ट्र के इतिहास में पहली बार हुआ है कि गांधी खानदान का एक बेटा सरेआम कहता हो आओ हिंदुस्तान में बलात्कार करो। अध्यक्ष जी, आज ये मात्र इस सदन की महिला और पुरुष सांसदों की गरिमा की बात नहीं है। इस सदन का एक सदस्य पहली बार ये हिमाकत कर रहा है कि हिंदुस्तान की औरतों के बारे में उनका बलात्कार होना चाहिए, ऐसे शब्द उसके मुंह से निकल रहे हैं।
The Union Minister Rajnath Singh said that Rahul Gandhi must apologize for his remarks. He said that the entire country has been hurt by these remarks.
जिन शब्दों की तुकबंदी इस सदन के वरिष्ठ सदस्य जो कांग्रेस पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष रह चुके हैं राहुल गांधी के द्वारा की गई है, अध्यक्ष महोदय, सचमुच मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं, मैं तो आहत हुआ हूं, पूरा सदन आहत हुआ है और मैं समझता हूं सारा देश आहत होगा।
And the Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Prakash Javadekar, also condemned the remarks. Let's listen in.
इसकी जितनी भर्त्सना की जाए कम है और इसलिए पूरा सदन आज उसमें माफ़ी मांगने के लिए कह रहे थे। राजनाथ जी ने भी कहा, लेकिन वो पूरे देश से उनको माफ़ी मांगनी चाहिए।
Well, BJP leaders have condemned the remarks of the Congress leader. Let's listen to what they've said.
यह कोई चिंता जाहिर करने के लिए नहीं, राजनीतिकरण करके एक राजनीतिक फायदा लेने की, एक अपने सैडिज्म को, पॉलिटिकल सैडिज्म कहूंगा मैं इसको जताने की है। क्या कांग्रेस, क्या लॉ एंड ऑर्डर स्टेट सब्जेक्ट है, ये क्या सबको मालूम नहीं है? क्या राहुल गांधी को ये पढ़ाना पड़ेगा? देश में जो घटनाएं हुई उसके प्रति हम सब ने चिंता जाहिर की।
राहुल गांधी को माफी मांगनी चाहिए, पूरे देश भर में सारे औरतों के पास माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
राहुल गांधी ऐसा गलत स्टेटमेंट देना देश के लिए अपमान है, खासकर देश के लगभग 60 करोड़ महिलाओं का अपमान करते हुए राहुल गांधी स्टेटमेंट दिया है। भारत को दुनिया के सामने अपमान करते हुए स्टेटमेंट दिया है। इसलिए राहुल गांधी को राजनीति में रहने का अधिकार नहीं है, राहुल गांधी संसद बनने का अधिकार नहीं है, बनकर रहने का अधिकार नहीं है। राहुल गांधी जनता के सामने माफी पहले मांगना चाहिए, ये मेरा डिमांड है।
बहुत ही खराब बात उन्होंने बोला। वो पूरा के पूरा मेक इन इंडिया को रेप इन इंडिया बना दिया। तो मेक इन इंडिया में मोदी जी जब देश को आगे लेने का बात करता है, सबको शामिल होने का बात करता है मेक इन इंडिया में, तब उन्होंने बोलता है मेक को रेप बना दिया। तो रेप इन इंडिया में सबको स्वागत करते हैं, आओ हम लोग महिला है, बाहर से आओ, महिला को रेप करो। यह मीनिंग है क्या? महिला का सम्मान नहीं है? माता को दर्द जो होता है वो राहुल गांधी को पता नहीं है, वो तो सिक्योरिटी लेके घूमता है ना। ये सिर्फ महिला का नहीं, पुरुष को भी अपमान किया है, क्योंकि उन्होंने बोले दिया मेक इन इंडिया, रेप इन इंडिया। तो रेप इन इंडिया मतलब सब पुरुष रेपिस्ट है, इसका मतलब सब पुरुष तो रेपिस्ट नहीं है। पुरुष को भी अपमान किया है, महिला को अपमान किया है, इसलिए उसको माफी मांगना है।
Well, both houses of Parliament have been adjourned sine die, and it has been a largely successful session in terms of bills passed and issues discussed. The houses also sat beyond normal hours at times and discussed important issues. The session saw the passage of a series of important bills.
की कार्रवाई अनिश्चित काल के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
Well, let's take a look at some of the bills that were passed in this winter session. The Constitution 126th Amendment Bill 2019. What does this do? It seeks to extend the reservation of seats in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes by another 10 years. They've already put 70 years, now another 10 years. The Citizenship Amendment Bill 2019, granting Indian citizenship to non-Muslims facing persecution in Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. The Special Protection Group Amendment Bill 2019, this bill was also passed. which now shifts the SPG only to the Prime Minister. The National Capital Territory of Delhi recognition of property rights of residents in unauthorized colonies Bill 2019. The Dadra Nagar Haveli and Daman Diu merger of union territories Bill 2019. This is another bill that was passed in the session. The Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2019, bringing down the taxes for corporate taxes to 22%. Also, the Recycling of Ships Bill 2019, an important bill that was also passed, giving a lot of employment to a lot of people. Recycling of ships. The Arms Amendment Bill 2019, where people can now have only 2 firearms, those with licenses, that is, you cannot have more than 2. The prohibition of electronic cigarettes production, manufacture, import, export, sale, distribution, storage and advertisement Bill 2019. This was an ordinance that was also made into a law because e-cigarettes have been banned in our country. Now, apart from this, an important bill on the presidential personal data protection was also taken up by the House. It was later referred to a joint select committee of Parliament, and the House has also held important discussions on various issues. Pollution, that's one of the issues. Farmers' issues, these were all discussed, as we know, in the House. Now, the 18th anniversary of the Parliament attack is being observed today. The Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, the Congress President Sonia Gandhi, and many other parliamentarians paid tribute to the martyrs of the 2001 Parliament attack. 18 years ago, on this day, December 13, terrorists attacked the Parliament complex and opened fire, killing 9 people. All 5 terrorists were also shot dead. Leaders cutting across party lines, paying tributes to the martyrs of the Parliament attack case. They protected the citadel of democracy in our country from that horrendous terrorist attack on the 13th of December 2001, laying down their lives in the process. Now, moving on, President Nath Kovind today paid tributes to the martyrs of the 2001 Parliament attack case, the Parliament attack. In a tweet, he said that a grateful nation salutes the exemplary valor and courage of the martyrs who sacrificed their lives while defending the Parliament from terrorists on this day in 2001. We remain firm in our resolve to defeat and eliminate terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. The Centre has once again reiterated the passage of the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2019 will in no way impinge on the rights of the people of the Northeast. Prime Minister Narendra Modi made it absolutely clear in his election rally in Jharkhand yesterday and appealed to the people to maintain calm. Today, also, many union ministers have appealed to the people to not get misled by misinformation that's being spread. They asked them to stay calm.
Some elements may try to create violence, but broadly, people of Northeast are peace-loving people. Protests also are taking place, but there are ways and means of protest. But some elements have tried to take the advantage out of the situation. But what is important is the sentiments of the people of Northeastern region must be kept, and that is what Prime Minister has assured.
केवल नागरिक संशोधन बिल ही नहीं पास हुआ, बल्कि देश के इतिहास में भारत के स्वाभिमान को, भारत वंशियों के स्वाभिमान की रक्षा के लिए ये बिल था, नागरिकता संशोधन बिल। और मैं समझता हूँ भारत के प्रधानमंत्री ने देश के तमाम उन सारे चीज़ों को जिससे भारत की स्वाभिमान बढ़े, चाहे 370-35 से, चाहे नागरिक संशोधन बिल हो, चाहे 3 तलाक हो, सारे बिलों को लाकर के देश के स्वाभिमान को बढ़ाया।
The Assam Governor Jagdish Mukhi on Thursday appealed to the people to maintain peace in Assam. He urged them to maintain restraint as they have always shown patience and political maturity in the past.
सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट बिल को लेकर असम राज्य में विरोध कर रहे विद्यार्थियों एवं भाई बहनों से मैं अपील करता हूं कि विरोध प्रदर्शन के दौरान अपना संयम ना खोएं तथा राज्य में अमन चैन बनाए रखें। केंद्र सरकार ने संसद पटल पर असम के हितों की सुरक्षा करने की गारंटी दी है तथा असम समझौते के अनुच्छेद 6 के अनुसार असम की संस्कृति, स्वभाव, भाषा एवं मूल निवासियों के अधिकारों की रक्षा करने का भी आश्वासन दिया है। अतः मैं आप लोगों से पुनः अपील करता हूं कि आप असम राज्य के विकास एवं हित में किसी भी प्रकार की हिंसा का प्रयोग ना करें और ना ही किसी सरकारी संपत्ति को कोई नुकसान पहुंचाएं।
Well, the bill received the assent of the President yesterday, and the bill had got Parliament's stamp of approval after the Rajya Sabhas had given it the go-ahead on Wednesday night. And also, the law will give citizenship to refugees of 6 minority communities. They are the Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, Christians and Parsis who are coming from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh if they came to India because of religious persecution and they had to come before the 31st of December 2014. The legislation is facing opposition in parts of the northeast of the country, but the government on its part has been clearing these misconceptions about the bill, which is now an act. And, well, the situation in Assam and some other parts of the northeast had been tenuous, in fact, in the aftermath of the Citizenship Amendment Bill, but has seen the situation relaxing since last evening. In fact, in Dibrugarh, the indefinite curfew that was imposed has been relaxed for 5 hours today, that is from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And last night also agitators in Tripura had called off their agitation after an assurance from the Union Home Minister. A delegation from Tripura, that's the joint movement against Citizenship Amendment Bill, that delegation had met the Union Home Minister Amit Shah. They discussed their concerns with him over the bill, and after those detailed discussions and assurances from the Home Minister, they called off their strike in the state. Moving on to our next story, the Supreme Court today allowed Nirbhaya's mother's plea for impleadment in the hearing of the review petition filed by Akshay Kumar Singh, which is scheduled for hearing on December 17. Akshay, one of the 4 death row convicts, sought a review of its 2017 judgment awarding him the death penalty. Meanwhile, the Patiala House Court, which heard Nirbhaya's mother's plea to expedite the execution, adjourned the matter for December 18 in view of the review pending before the Apex Court. The 4 convicts in the case were produced through video conference today due to security reasons. The case pertains to the gang rape and murder of a 23-year-old paramedic student on December 16, December 16, 2012.
जो लीगल रेमेडी कन्विक्ट को मिली हुई है वो सारी अवेल की जाएंगी, क्योंकि अक्षय कुमार सिंह की तरफ से इस केस में रिव्यू पिटीशन सुप्रीम कोर्ट में 17 दिसंबर के लिए पेंडिंग है। इसलिए सबसे पहले सुप्रीम कोर्ट से भी इंफॉर्मेशन यहाँ की कोर्ट में आई हुई है कि पहले उस पिटीशन को सुना जाएगा, उसके बाद आगे की प्रोसीजर, आगे की सुनवाई होगी।
And Asha Devi, who is Nirbhaya's mother, today she exuded confidence that her daughter will get justice, and she hoped that the convicts will be issued the death warrant on the 18th of December.
7 साल बड़े धैर्य के साथ हमने लड़ाई लड़ी है, कोई बात नहीं, 1 हफ्ता और इंतजार करेंगे और संघर्ष करेंगे। जो 18 तारीख को डेट मिली है उस दिन फाइनल होगा। हमें जहां जाना पड़े हम वहां जाएंगे, लेकिन पीछे नहीं हटेंगे। 7 साल से हम लड़ाई लड़े हैं, आगे भी जितनी भी रुकावट आएंगी उसको हम लड़के पार करेंगे और उनको इंजाफ तक पहुंचाएंगे।
Well, Nirbhaya's father said that their case is spearheading the movement for ensuring women's empowerment.
कि ये लोग एक एक कदम मौत के करीब पहुंच रहे हैं। ये हमारे लिए नहीं, पूरे समाज के लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है। हर कदम हमारा न्याय की तरफ आगे बढ़ रहा है, धर्म की जीत हो रही है और अधर्म का विनाश भी होगा। और हम लोग खुश इसलिए हैं कि हमारा हर कदम महिलाओं की सुरक्षा के लिए बढ़ रहा है।
News about the cold wave. Well, it has intensified in parts of North India with snowfall in higher reaches of Jammu and Kashmir and Uttarakhand on Thursday, while there were rains in the national capital, also causing some chill in the air. The high altitude areas of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, including the famous ski resort of Gulmarg, experienced moderate snowfall, while the plains, including the twin capital cities of Jammu and Srinagar, were lashed by rains since Thursday afternoon. Flight operations, in fact, at the Srinagar airport also remain suspended for the 6th consecutive day on Thursday, as all flights to and from the Kashmir Valley were cancelled due to poor visibility caused by the fog. The Jammu-Srinagar National Highway was also closed for vehicular traffic following moderate snowfall in and around the Javadekar tunnel. The weathermen have, in the meanwhile, issued an orange warning for the twin union territories, predicting moderate to heavy snowfall and also rain under the influence of a western disturbance. Uttarakhand is also in the grip of a cold wave, and the state received the season's heaviest snowfall on Thursday, this leading to the closure of schools in several districts. The higher reaches of Garhwal Himalayan region is experiencing continuous snowfall since Wednesday night, and due to the cold wave conditions, the government and the private schools in several districts of the state will remain closed today. Many parts of the state, including the capital Dehradun, they have seen heavy rains since Wednesday. In Himachal Pradesh also, the cold wave has intensified after rain, snowfall and many parts of the state, resulting in a decrease in the maximum temperature by about 7 to 8 degrees Celsius. The maximum temperature in Kufri of Shimla district was recorded below freezing point. Lahore, Spiti, Kinnaur, Kullu and Shimla districts received snowfall, whereas several other areas of the state witnessed rain on Thursday. Heavy rains coupled with thunderstorms lashed several parts of the national capital, Delhi, as well on Thursday evening. This is, of course, snowfall that we are showing you, but heavy rain hit Delhi as well, and dozens of flights were diverted from the Delhi airport due to strong winds, rain and hail in parts of the city and adjoining areas. The weathermen, they have forecast thunderstorms with hail in some parts of the capital over the next day. That's today, in fact. Let's talk to Rama Tyagi. She's joining us from Srinagar. Rama, are you on the line with us? Yes, Rama, it looks like it's freezing cold over there. Freezing cold over there. I can see that there's plenty of snow. So, well, people may be enjoying it, but to tell us, what has it caused a lot of disruption to normal life?
Yes, Mark, it looks very beautiful everywhere. If we talk about this today's snowfall, everywhere if you see on trees, on surface and on roads, white sheet you can see, and it is creating a miraculous atmosphere. But there are some problems also due to this disruption in traffic and in power supply and all. But this time administration is fully prepared, and they have started their preparation after the prediction of snowfall. And according to administration, everywhere they have deputed adequate force to clear snow on the roads, on highways. We ourselves observed, our team went there, and we have seen that people are clearing snow manually from municipal corporation, and snow clearing machines are also there, and water pumps are also there to remove stuck snow from the roads. And people are enjoying. Traffic is a bit slow due to they are taking care of that also. And according to administration, adequate supply is there, adequate storage is there for essential things, essential services, and in hospitals also adequate staff is there 24/7. They are directed, and people and advisories are also issued everywhere,
Yes.
especially at higher reaches where 1 to 2 feet snow is recorded this time. In Srinagar, 4 to 5 inch snow we are seeing here. And if we talk about the tourists are also coming, and they are happy that they are witnessing this kind of snow in Srinagar. And
Yes.
at different places,
Rama,
new
just
steps
give
have
me
been
a-
taken. Winter
let me
centers
intervene
are
here.
there, and SDRF teams are there at
Okay.
avalanche prone area and at highways also.
Rama, also, because of the hilly terrain, and there could be fear, of blizzards or landslides in a sense. Also the roads, usually the Jammu-Srinagar highway gets blocked at this time of the year. What are the kind of warnings that have been given out by the weather office for people who are traveling? And even, to the ski resort of Gulmarg at this time will probably be receiving extremely heavy snowfall.
As I told you, Mark, advisories have been issued at various places, especially at higher reaches, and people are their movement is restricted. Highway is closed due to snowfall, and at avalanche-prone area and
Yes.
at highways, special teams are deployed to clear snow, to clear traffic, and to prevent any kind of accident. They are specially trained people. SDRF teams are there, and special rescue teams are there. Apart from this, winter centers are there, special nodal officers are there, and different helplines are also there, and they can contact them anytime in any kind of eventuality.
Thanks very much, Rama Tyagi, joining us from Srinagar in the background of a lot of snow, and she's enjoying herself there as well. Now let's take a look at what's making news across the globe. Well, the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson on Friday won a parliamentary majority in the UK's general elections, a victory that will end the uncertainty over Brexit and will help him to take the UK out of the European Union by the end of next month. The results showed that Boris Johnson-led Conservatives had won 363 of the 650 seats in the lower house of Commons, and Johnson said that the victory would give him a mandate to get Brexit done and also take the UK out of the EU next month.
It does look as though this one nation Conservative government has been given a powerful new mandate to get Brexit done. I want to thank the people of this country for turning out to vote in a December election that we didn't want to call, but which I think has turned out to be a historic election that gives us now, in this new government, the chance to respect the democratic will of the British people, to change this country for the better, and to unleash the potential of the entire people of this country. And that is what we will now do.
Well, the Labour leader, Jeremy Corbyn, said that he would stand down as his party faced its worst electoral defeat in 84 years. But he did not set a date for his departure, and he added that he would remain in charge during a period of reflection.
Also make it clear that I will not lead the party in any future general election campaign. I will discuss with our party to ensure there is a process now of reflection on this result and on the policies that the party will take going forward. And I will lead the party during that period to ensure that discussion takes place and we move on into the future.
Well, so let's take a look at the UK election results. And, when we prepared this particular information, the results had come in for 647 of the 650 seats. And the Conservative Party had won a comfortable majority. In fact, they had won that comfortable majority. It was the biggest victory since Thatcher's 1983 election. In that election, she had won 397 seats. So it's pretty much quite close to that. And they had crossed the majority mark of 326 with 35 seats still to be declared. That's when they had crossed the majority mark. There were still 35 seats to be declared then. They ended with a majority of 363. In fact, had a gain of 45 seats from 2017, with still a few seats to be declared. Now, the Labour gets 203 seats. That's a loss of 59 seats from 2017, where they had 262 seats. So it's certainly a blow to them. Now, the Scottish National Party has won 48 seats, a gain of 13 seats. Clear sign that everyone in Scotland went behind them, and they want to stay, with the European Union in a sense. There are 59 seats in Scotland, and it's a huge win now for the SNP. In fact, everyone, they've sort of swept the whole of Scotland. The Liberal Democrats have won only 10 seats. That's a loss of 1 seat. They've pretty much remained where they are. So it's really between the Labour and Conservative this election. It was a two-horse race in a sense. People have been frustrated. What are the probable reasons? They're frustrated that Brexit is still being discussed after 3.5 years. People are wanting this to move on, and hence they decided to give the person who's talking the most about it another chance. Brexit Party of Nigel Farage, they were in the fray, but they withdrew 317 of their candidates, and those were the seats that the Conservatives had won last time. So they didn't want to divide the vote. He didn't want the Brexit vote to be divided in this crucial election, and Nigel Farage's party won no seats. They drew a blank. So all their votes probably went to the Conservatives, if they had a sizable vote bank, that is. But the Brexit Party, of course, we said, had drawn a blank. Those are the probable reasons for the victory. Also, there's tactical voting was made. This is to align the voting with the 2016 referendum. People decided that, okay, let's go with that referendum and try and get as close to it as possible. And that's how they voted. They voted in that way. The Prime Minister Johnson has the majority now to bring about a smooth Brexit. This is what the implication is going to be. He's going to bring about a smooth Brexit. He says he's going to do it. Now that's the challenge that he has. A smooth Brexit. He's also given himself time till the 31st of January 2020 to do it, which is like next month. So he wants to do it post-haste, quick. And the Labour still has a sufficient size. They have sufficient numbers to provide a strong opposition. 203 is not a small number. They will provide a strong opposition. Scotland firmly has stood by its decision against Brexit, almost all the seats going to the Scottish National Party. The election ends the hope of a second referendum for all those who wanted to remain with the European Union. So this decision has been taken by this election. Brexit is a reality. Even if we are talking about it 3.5 years, it's now a reality. What's happened? What are some of the reactions? The UK pound sterling has gone up 2.35% against the US dollar today. So that's a result of this election. So let's discuss this, try and understand, get a perspective from a guest in the studio. Neeraj Shrivastav is joining us, former ambassador of India. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. How do you look at these results, and what do you think? I mean, is it going to be easy for Boris Johnson to go ahead with the Brexit plan now?
Well, it won't be quick, and it won't be very easy. What will happen is that by the 31st of January, Boris Johnson will take Britain out of the European Union.
Yes.
But negotiations will continue for quite some time to fully withdraw Britain from EU. As you know that the process of integration in the EU involves delicate negotiations in a very large number of areas. And it's not easy, it's not possible for any country to pull out immediately.
Yes.
You have to negotiate the terms of pull out.
Well, that's,
so
yeah.
that will take some more time. Beyond
that has been going on for 3.5 years, people would say. You know, the British people were saying, how long are you going to negotiate? You must have discussed everything threadbare by now. But you're saying that it's going to be much more difficult, because let's also look at the implementation. Because Britain has been part of the EU, there has been a certain amount of integration that has taken place over several years, and you cannot just divorce yourself from that integration. There are many residents from different parts of Europe who are now resident in the UK? What becomes of them? Will there be hostility towards them? All these kind of issues, which could be, sort of social issues, can now come to the fore.
Exactly. This is what I meant when I said that negotiations would be continuing between Britain and EU officials to sort these matters out. It is true that last 3.5 years talks have taken place between Britain and the European Union over Brexit, but you will recall that at the same time during this period there has also been uncertainty about Brexit, because in the British House of Commons there has been a lot of opposition to certain provisions of Britain's withdrawal, like the Irish backstop, for example.
Yes, indeed.
So there was no clarity as such whether Britain will finally, when Britain will finally pull out of EU, or whether there might be a second referendum also. There were people who were talking about a second referendum.
Yes. That in fact was the Labour Party's campaign, and they were saying they would bring a second referendum in case they came to power.
Yes.
And they were hoping that would be enough to bring people, because, let's look at it in terms of numbers. The Conservatives have actually got 43% of the vote. That is less than 50%. That means 57% of the people voted against them. And if we were looking at, just a two-horse race, that means that 57% of the people probably do not want Brexit. One can interpret it like that. Is that a fair interpretation? Because 51% voted for Brexit in 2016.
The percentage for the Conservative Party has gone up slightly. The percentage of votes has gone up slightly compared to the last election. But I think one significant feature of this particular election has been that the Conservatives have won in Labour strongholds. They have won, for example, in the seat once held by Tony Blair. They have won in areas which were considered to be very pro-Labour. So this gives a clear indication that despite the the vote share being less than 50%, the people of Britain, they are giving a clear signal that they want Brexit to take place.
Yes.
This is the reason.
So what do you foresee, Ambassador Shrivastav, regarding Scotland? Because Scotland seems to have gone very well behind the Scottish National Party, which doesn't want Brexit. So you see the UK as a whole seems to be voting in a different manner. It's only the real parts of Britain that seem to be wanting Brexit. Scotland and Northern Ireland to some extent may not be wanting it to a large extent.
Yes. Scotland has always had a certain separatist sentiment from Britain. And what this election has done is that it has given, I think, 13 additional seats to the Scottish National Party. And now the Scottish National Party is going to demand a second referendum over separation from the UK. And although Boris Johnson has said that he is opposed to such a referendum, I think we will have to see what happens when the Scottish National Party puts pressure on the Conservatives.
But would you see that Britain would stand together, England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland stands together, or this is just this decision to break away from the EU could create certain problems within this union itself of the United Kingdom, and the countries that are part of it may actually be at cross purposes?
At the very least, I think Scotland will try to could try to separate itself from Britain, because Scotland, as I said, Scotland always had a certain separatist sentiment, which was always there, all along for a long time, and now it will have the parliamentary numbers, and public opinion also in Scotland seems to be moving in favor of separation from Britain.
Okay.
So this could be a result. I don't know about the other, Wales and Northern Ireland.
Yes.
How they will look at it, but definitely Scotland could get out of Britain.
And
yes.
those numbers certainly show. Thanks
Yes.
very much, Neeraj Shrivastav, for joining us in the studio and helping us understand the British election results.
Thank you.
Now moving on to our next story. Well, in New Zealand, a team of elite soldiers have landed on a volatile volcanic island. They did so on Friday on a perilous mission. This is to retrieve bodies left when an eruption had hit the visiting tour groups earlier this week. The police have simultaneously taken the grieving families out near the volcano on a boat to perform a Maori blessing, and the locals offered prayers on the shore as the island smoldered in the distance. 8 bodies remain on the volcano. This sits semi-submerged, in fact, 50 kilometers out to sea. As the mission started, the White Island was an alert level 2, the highest before an eruption. And on White Island, poisonous gases are still billowing from the volcanic vent, and the island is blanketed in a thick layer of acidic ash. Also, the news from the United States, the lawmakers there will vote today on whether to move forward with impeaching the Republican president, Donald Trump, as the Democratic head of the Judiciary Committee shocked Republicans by declining to hold a late-night vote after a hearing that lasted more than 14 hours. The committee had been expected to approve 2 articles of impeachment late on Thursday. Instead, as the clock ticked towards midnight, the Judiciary Committee Chairman, Jerry Nadler, sent the lawmakers home for the night and said that the members would return to vote Friday at 10 a.m. Now, if the House impeaches Trump, he would then go on trial in the Senate, and the Republican-led chamber is unlikely to vote to find the president guilty and remove him from office. You're watching Midday Prime. It's time now for news from the world of sports. And here's Tapas getting us that quick roundup of the sports news. Over to you, Tapas.
Well, thanks, Mark. And let's start with the PV Sindhu. Defending champion Sindhu was knocked out of the year-ending BWF World Tour finals after losing to China's Chen Yufei. Her second defeat in 2 days, Sindhu lost 22-20, 16-21 and 12-21. Just like in her campaign opener against Japan's Akane Yamaguchi, Sindhu squandered a game advantage to lose yet again in a 1-hour 12-minute match. Akane Yamaguchi's win over Bing Jiao confirmed Sindhu's ouster from the prestigious tournament, which she had won last year. From Manchester, badminton to football, Manchester United's Mason Greenwood scored twice as second half as United Blitz secured a 4-0 victory over AZ Alkmaar at the Old Trafford and top spot in the Europa Group League. United were well off the pace in the first half but came alive in the second as 4 goals in a devastating 11-minute spell blew the Dutch side. Ashley Young's super finish from an acute angle kicked United into gear after the interval, and within 5 minutes the lead was doubled thanks to Greenwood's instinctive low finish.
Superb throughout, turn provider for a second.
Well, Bukayo Saka provided the inspiration as Arsenal fought back from 2 goals down to earn a draw at Standard Liège and qualify for the Europa League knockout stage. Samuel Bastien and Selim Amalaha both scored from deflected second half efforts from the Belgian side, only for Saka to cross for Alexander Lacazette to head in before netting the equaliser himself.
It's another deflection, it's another goal. Arsenal 2-0 down, and they've made an absolute gift of it.
It was a win for both the English Premier League side. Now that's all from the Sports Prime section. Back to you, Mark, for more updates.
Thanks very much, Tapas Bhattacharya. And now let's get your news from about Life. It's called Life Prime. Well, Hamilton creator Lin-Manuel Miranda and Crazy Rich Asians director John M. Chu, they have teamed up for a new musical film, In the Heights. Now, this film will be released in the United States in June 26th, in fact, next year. It stars Anthony Ramos and Miranda, and this film is an adaptation of the Broadway musical by the same name. It spans 3 days in the Hispanic community of Washington Heights in New York City. It's a Warner Brothers production, Hollywood studio behind this. Crazy Rich Asians, in fact, revealed a first look at this film on Thursday. Here's what it looks like.
Shh. Just listen. Little details that tell the world we are not invisible.
Ignore anyone who doubts you.
We came to work and to live, and we got a lot in common. DRPR, we are not stopping. Every day, until the day we go from poverty to stock options. Today's all we got, so we cannot stop. This is our life.
Well, Hollywood musicals are rare, but of course most of our movies here in Bollywood are musicals. So we conclude on that note. Thanks very much for being with us. Namaskar.